For 160 years, Moore College of Art and Design has prepared women to be leaders in their chosen fields. Several significant milestones took place this year to advance the school's mission to educate students for careers in the visual arts.
One of our biggest changes and new chapters in Moore's history is we're beginning 3 new graduate programs this summer as our 160th concludes. We've also now require internships of all of our students in every major. We were able to complete our first ever capital campaign, $30 million to help make this a fabulous facility. So we have had a great year, and then we've gotten great publicity and are really enjoying celebrating who we are now, who we've been in the past, and then we are always looking ahead to the future.
Now in its 7th year, the Visionary Woman Awards celebrate outstanding leaders in the arts. Funds are also raised to support Visionary Woman scholarships.
It's a way for us to honor and also provide especially large scholarships to talented women from all over the country.
I feel like everyone here is really working hard to make sure everyone else is succeeding, and it's such a wonderful feeling.
The Visionary Woman Award honors women in the arts whose distinct path identifies them as leaders, pioneers, and role models. The 2009 awardees are architect Billie Tsien and Please Touch Museum Director Nancy Kolb. These 2 women have made invaluable contributions to the design of museum spaces that captivate the public eye and invite museum goers to take a step beyond the typical museum experience. Nancy Kolb knows what kids love and how to make sure they have fun while they learn. And now they can have fun in the museum's new home at Memorial Hall in Fairmount Park.
Nancy was able to have the vision to see what could be done and what a spectacular building that could be for the Please Touch Museum. So now it is one of the liveliest, exciting cultural treasures in our city, and Nancy's the woman who made that all happen.
Nancy was born in Schenectady and raised in Abington, Pennsylvania.
My parents were very instrumental in making lots of opportunities available for me and for my brother, and always getting me interested in museums and culture. I went to Bucknell University and graduated with a dual major in biology and history. The opportunities for women were very limited. You could be a teacher, you could be a nurse, or you could be a secretary. So I ended up being a teacher for 3 years.
Nancy and her young family moved to Doylestown, where she discovered the Mercer Museum.
I started becoming a royal pain-in-the-neck volunteer, wanting to learn curatorial stuff, wanting to do programming for them, and knew I'd found what I wanted to do, because museums are very, very special places. I became intrigued with Pennsbury Manor, which is the reconstruction of William Penn's home on the Delaware, and wrote a research grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities to try to document what life was like at Pennsbury Manor. And after that, the director left, and they hired me.
Nancy's next position was with the Please Touch Museum, founded in 1976 by Montessori teacher Portia Spur.
The Please Touch Museum is a place where children come to learn and play, but it's also a place where they have an opportunity to really create a lifelong advocacy and enjoyment of cultural institutions.
We started in a classroom at the Academy of Natural Sciences, moved 3 times until 1983 when we moved to 21st Street, and that was our home for 25 years, and now we're at Memorial Hall in Fairmount Park.
But getting to the new location was no easy task. It took years before a site was finalized and renovations could begin, including the disappointing ending of a planned relocation at Penn's Landing.
We'd raised $40 million at that point and had spent 10 of it on architectural, exhibit, all those other kinds of plans that you need.
Nancy and the museum's board looked at several alternative locations, compelled by the strong need for much larger space and ample parking.
This one started to rise up to the top. And isn't it a wonderful place for a children's museum? We think it's really important that they get exposed to great architecture at a young age, and Memorial Hall is certainly great architecture.
What Nancy did is she not only had the vision, but she had the courage to take on what seemed to most people as an insurmountable task. When you look at a little institution that was incredibly small, 38,000 square feet, and the ability to basically convince the world that we had the capability to transform ourselves into a 157,000 square foot historic renovation and restore this incredible building to its original purpose as a museum, that took a lot of courage. Nancy has incredible charisma. She has the ability to make people laugh. She really helps people enjoy what they're doing and how they're doing it. She brings a great deal of laughter to people, and I think laughter always smooths the way.
The new Please Touch Museum has almost tripled the number of visitors in less than a year compared to its previous space. The facility is now positioned to offer children an exciting place to explore space or rainforests, experience the grown-up world, ride a carousel, see the museum's vast toy collection, and so much more. The new Centennial exhibit is an added attraction.
Memorial Hall is the largest surviving building from the 1876 Centennial Exhibition, which has a link back to Moore College, by the way.
Moore College's Emily Sartain was the only woman to win a medal at the Centennial Art Exhibition in Memorial Hall.
We want to tell the story of the Centennial all around us. We want to create it as a family-oriented tourism destination. It's a great story to tell. If we take the children that are being born today, ensure they have proper health care, ensure they have proper enrichment activities, ensure they have good preschool activities, then they could enter kindergarten ready to learn and to succeed, not fail.
The award-winning buildings, designed by Billie Tsien and her husband and partner Todd Williams, evoke a sense of quiet calm. These are personal qualities of the architect herself, who originally studied to be an artist and is known for her work that crosses disciplinary boundaries. Billie has taught at many prestigious universities. She and Todd share the Louis I. Kahn Chair at Yale University.
My parents came from Shanghai, and they came to graduate school, and they went to Cornell. So I was born in Ithaca, the first of the ABCs, which is like American-born Chinese. And we grew up in a very, very suburban part of New Jersey. I was always interested in two things, reading and art. And when I went to college, I was very interested in studying art. And I think part of this also comes from my mother, because although she has worked as a biochemist, she also loved ballet and classical music. I spent my first 2 years of undergraduate school at Brown and then transferred to Yale and did major in fine arts and printmaking while I was there.
Billie received her master's degree from UCLA.
Architecture gave you a concrete problem, and it was something very real that you had to grapple with. The fact that you had to learn how things were actually done, how things were actually made, made me realize that this was the direction that I wanted to go.
Billie returned to New York to be near family and applied for her first job with Todd Williams.
Her portfolio and her demeanor immediately were attractive to me. And her portfolio showed actually a great visual sense. And at that time, I didn't have much work and needed to do some presentation drawings, and she was doing beautiful work that just came out of school, so I hired her.
When I started working for him, the office was 3 people on the top floor of Carnegie Hall.
Billie and Todd also lived in a studio in Carnegie Hall and married in 1984. The architect's current offices are on Central Park South in the Gainsborough Studio Building, an airy, spacious facility where their creative partnership thrives. With a style bordering on minimalism, Billie and Todd pay close attention to the spaces between buildings and the landscape in which their built work is situated. Billie is attracted to the 2D details such as texture, materials, and color. Their designs are often commissioned by museums, universities, and private residences.
The common element in all of our work, whether it's a residential project or whether it's an institutional project, is a huge sense of calm.
That sense of calm balances the working and personal relationship between Billie and Todd.
One of the best ways of establishing a balance for us is that we're like two trees. I think we're rooted, very much rooted below ground, but above ground we're very, very different. And so I think our interests don't really sit on top of each other. They kind of lie parallel. So that's how we can work together on an architectural project.
If we think about what's a visionary, what she brings as a vision is she brings this sort of sense of wise, calm, serene, a sort of sense of order to that one can trust.
Billie's artistic sensibility was evident in her work on the American Folk Art Museum, a narrow building next door to the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. The museum won several prestigious awards.
I think we really wanted to make a building that represented the sense of tactility at its most intense level. It's quite a small museum, but when you visit it, I think it's a very rich experience.
Billie Tsien was chosen as a 2009 Visionary Woman here at Moore because she has made such major contributions to architecture. And she and her husband are the architects for the barns across the street. So we wanted to both welcome our new neighbor and also honor her as the woman who will add a new architectural and cultural treasure to the parkway.
The issue of intimacy and particularity is something that we hope to bring to the new Barnes home. It's an exciting project, it's a scary project, but it's certainly the commission of a lifetime.
Billie Tsien and Nancy Kolb are not ones to shy away from great challenges. Each of these visionary women has made important contributions to creating spaces and bringing joy to so many citizens.
I think that certainly within the arts, the most important thing to be able to do is to be able to listen to what you have inside you and then to be able to express it. What better way to learn the power of your own voice?
Believe in yourself. Get good friends and other people to believe in you too. We all have our own creative energies. Mine was simply in building an organization. And I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out right now.